In No Limit Hold'em, full houses are some of the most powerful hands you can make, but not all full houses are created equal. While any boat can win a big pot, what exactly is the strongest possible full house? And how do you play it for maximum value? Today we're breaking down the mechanics of full houses, ranking the best ones, and showing you how to dominate the table when you've got the nuts. Let's dive in. So, what is a full house? In No Limit Hold'em, a full house, also known as a boat, is one of the strongest hands that you can make. It consists of 3 cards of one rank and 2 cards of another, such as King, 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 Jack, Jack, or 8, 8, 8, 2, 2. Full houses rank higher than straights and flushes, but are still beaten by 4 of a kind and straight flushes. A full house can come together in multiple ways, whether from pocket pairs or connecting with community cards. In fact, in No Limit Hold'em, it's even possible for every player to have the same house. For example, if the flop is Queen, 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 and the turn and the river are both 3s, then every player still in at minimum has Queen full of 3s. While this is a very rare event, all full houses are statistically rare and hard to come by. And that's precisely why they're so valuable and strong. How full houses are made. Using pocket pairs, if you hold a pocket pair like and the board comes Jack, 8, 8, you've hit a full house. Jack full of 8s. This is one of the most common and sneaky ways to make a boat. Trips on the board. If the board runs out King, 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 9, 2, and you have a 9 as one of your hole cards, you've got a full house. Kings full of 9s. However, be careful. If an opponent has a king or a pocket pair like pocket 10s, they've got you beat. 2-pair upgrading. If you're holding an ace 10 and the board runs out ace 10, 6, ace king, your 2-pair on the flop has now become a full house, aces full of 10s. This is how many boats form during post-flop action. Why full houses are so strong. Full houses are incredibly powerful because they dominate so many other hands. While a flush or straight may seem extremely strong, they crumble in the face of a well-timed full house. However, knowing how to play a full house correctly is 100% key. Sometimes you'll have the second best full house, and in poker, that can be a costly mistake. So, now that we know what a full house is, let's explore which full house is truly the best in No Limit Hold'em and why. Why queens full of 3s beats jacks full of 10s. In No Limit Hold'em, when 2 players both have a full house, the strength of the hand is determined by the rank of the 3 of a kind first. And if those are the same, then the rank of the pair comes into play. That's why a hand like Queen full of 3s is stronger than Jack full of 10s, even though the pair of 10s is higher than the pair of 3s. It's the 3 of a kind that holds priority. When comparing 2 full houses, always look at the 3 of a kind portion first. The higher ranked trips will always win the hand. Here's a direct comparison. Queen full of 3s is 3 queens and 2 3s. Jack full of 10s is 3 jacks and 2 10s. Even though 10s are higher ranking than the 3s, the 3 of a kind in the first hand is queens, which outranks the jacks in the secondary hand. That means queens full of 3s wins every time. Why this matters in real play. Understanding this ranking principle is crucial when playing full houses. Many beginners mistakenly focus on the pair part of the full house rather than the trips, which can lead them to confusion and costly errors in high-stakes situations. Always remember, it's the trips that make or break the strength of the house. Now that we've established why Queen full of 3s is stronger than Jacks full of 10s, let's go even deeper with some examples. Example scenarios. Understanding full house rankings. Poker hands are often determined by how the board interacts with a player's hole cards. And when multiple full houses appear, understanding how they are ranked can mean the difference between stacking an opponent or losing every chip in front of you. Let's look at 2 board scenarios that illustrate how full house rankings work. In the first scenario, the board runs out 2 of spades, 3 of spades, 4 of diamonds, 5 of hearts, and 5 of clubs. If you are holding pocket 2s, you have made a full house. 2s full of 5s. While this is a strong hand in many situations, it's actually the worst possible full house on this board. The strongest full house would belong to a player holding a 5 of diamonds, 4 of clubs, giving them 5s full of 4s. Since the trips in a full house take priority, the player with 3 5s and 2 4s wins the hand, as 5s outrank 2s. In our second scenario, the board runs out Queen of Spades, Queen of Diamonds, 2 of Hearts, 3 of Clubs, and 4 of Spades. If you are holding Queen of Hearts, 2 of Spades, you have a full house. Queens full of 2s, or 3 queens and 2 2s. However, this is not the best possible full house in this situation. The strongest full house belongs to any player holding Queen of Clubs, 4 of Diamonds, which would give them queens full of 4s, or 3 queens and 2 4s. Since both players have the same set of queens, the tiebreaker comes down to the pair. A full house with triple queens and a pair of 4s outranks triple queens and a pair of 2s, meaning the player with the set of queens and the higher pair takes the win. These examples highlight an important lesson in poker. When ranking full houses, always look at the 3 of a kind first and only consider the pair as a tiebreaker. At first, recognizing full houses can be tricky, especially when the board presents multiple possibilities. However, with time and patience, identifying them becomes second nature. Experienced players can quickly determine not only if they have a full house, but also how strong it is compared to potential hands their opponents might hold. With enough hands played, you'll find yourself instinctively spotting full houses the moment the board develops, allowing you to react faster and make better decisions at the table. Okay, so what's the best full house in poker? The best possible full house: trip aces and pair of kings. In No Limit Texas Hold'em, the strongest possible full house is aces full of kings, or trip aces and pair of kings. This hand is the absolute best full house because it combines the highest rank 3 of a kind with the highest possible pair. Since full houses are ranked first by their 3 of a kind component, having 3 aces immediately places this hand above any other full house. The kings as the pair serve as a secondary tiebreaker, ensuring it remains unbeatable among all possible full houses. For example, imagine the board runs out Ace of Spades, Ace of Hearts, King of Diamonds, 7 of Clubs, and 3 of Spades, and you hold Ace of Diamonds and King of Clubs. You now have aces full of kings, which is stronger than any other full house an opponent can hold. Not only on this board, but in the whole entire game of poker. Even if another player has pocket kings, King of Spades, and King of Hearts, they would have kings full of aces, or 3 kings and 2 aces, which still loses to 3 aces and aces full of kings. Not only is aces full of kings the strongest full house, but it is also an incredibly rare and valuable hand. When you make it, you should always consider how to extract maximum value from opponents holding weaker full houses, trips, and even strong 2-pair hands. While it's not every day that you lose the best full house in the game, understanding why aces full of kings is the ultimate full house will help you make better decisions in those rare moments when you do. With patience and experience, you'll develop the ability to capitalize on these premium hands and ensure they pay off in the biggest way possible. Tony G, when a full house isn't enough. In this next electrifying hand, Tony G does what he does best: commands the spotlight with his unmatched table presence and relentless verbal warfare. Famous for his unapologetic trash talk and psychological pressure, Tony isn't just playing cards, he's controlling the entire dynamic of the table. This hand is a masterclass in mind games delivered with his trademark energy, and as a result, is as shocking as his non-stop banter.
Doing all of this for the people to enjoy the show, enjoy poker a bit. Like, bring back the old timers like me and have fun with the game. I know what they're doing, you know? I know what they're thinking. I've thought of everything they have. I have forgotten everything they know. Oh, mate, you've got the Tony Resort open to pillaging.
Price 225.
You know you have it. You have the Tony Resort, unlimited drinks, you have Nordas protecting you at night.
Call.
And now, I don't know even that you should never drink on the job. And where's your tie? Wear your tie and be presentable.
Okay, I came and stayed at Tony Resort and you had a key to my room.
25, please.
Yeah, but someone has to protect you.
225.
I gave you a room next to my room. Yeah, everyone's protecting you, Warren.
Yeah, it's like crashing the table.
500.
500.
Just because it's one chip.
From the moment the cards are dealt, Tony is in peak form. His rapid-fire commentary and relentless taunts keep the entire table on edge. Whether you love his antics or just can't stand them, there's no denying his ability to disrupt his opponents.
And I don't even have an ace. There you go. I don't have an ace.
Big game cash games that
I
he
don't
just
have an
seems
ace,
to always
Warren.
do
How
well,
about that?
or
I don't
almost
have an ace
always.
and I'm
Who,
happy
Tony?
with it.
Yeah.
He just riles people up and forces them to make big
If he's going to
mistakes.
call, I know he has an
You
You know,
ace.
get puts people off the game and unsettles them, and
How much do
has
you
his
have?
own way of doing it.
7, about 8.
Alright. You want to do something crazy?
What's that?
I mean, I know you got an ace now. But is the kicker good?
Doesn't matter.
Holding quads, Tony's confidence is through the roof. His unrelenting speech play has his opponent visibly uncomfortable, second-guessing every decision. Annoying? Yeah, absolutely. Strategic though, without a doubt. Tony has perfected the art of getting into his opponent's heads, making them crack long before the final card falls.
Oh wow!
1500. It's one of those pots where you're going to chop. Chop, chop, they say.
If Tony's bluffing, he has to just call. He can't raise,
of
right?
course. I like to just call here and
Can't
just
go
hope
all
a high card comes off and then
That's
try and, ship to
I'm
get him
going to
off
go
an
all in on
ace
the river, no matter what happens. There you go. That way I'm showing commitment.
It doesn't really matter,
two.
does
No,
it?
it would have gone.
I got, you got to beat 4 6s. Can you do that?
4 6s.
Yeah, you got to beat 4 6. Can you beat 4 6s? All right, fold your hand. Fold it, get rid of it.
Oh wow!
Get
slow
rid of it,
rolling.
I'm not lying. Come on, do you trust me? Fold it, please, for me. Show me some confidence. You can't do it.
It's a 20,000 pot. He's giving him the rundown with that.
He's bet 60,000 as well.
I'm a genuine guy. Come on, I'm a stand-up guy.
Tony rakes in a monster pot, leaving his opponent absolutely shell-shocked. Losing with a full house is one thing, but losing to Tony G with his endless needling and boisterous celebrations is an entirely different level of pain. For Tony, this isn't just about stacking chips, it's about asserting dominance. And love him or hate him, one thing is certain, Tony G makes every poker moment unforgettable when a trident beat a full house. Get ready for one of the most iconic and theatrical moments in poker history. Here, Dan Jungleman Cates, fully committed to his role as Poseidon, the god of the sea, doesn't just command attention with his costume, he commands the table with his world-class poker instincts. In this unforgettable hand, Jungleman finds himself navigating a staggering $840,000 pot. And as the hand unfolds, it becomes clear that his poker prowess is as mystical as the deity he portrays.
So we got a straddle from Leon, a raise from Wayne, Jungle Man, Try Dan. Smooth calls pocket eights, and Punat Ponsri wakes up with pocket aces. 54,000. Playing some deep stacks.
Well, probably won't see you.
Dan Lopi calling with two
Very
eights.
much for invitation. Yes, thank you.
Even before the first card is dealt, the stakes are immense, with $5,000 already in the pot. Jungleman, trident in hand, is more than just a participant. He's the storm, the tide, and the undertow ready to sweep his opponents away.
No. 8. Again.
And we just flopped quad eights.
That's the 8 now.
Another player come in.
44.
And this is just disaster for Punat Ponsri. And they're playing. They started this hand for at least 400K.
While his costume may suggest playfulness, his game is dead serious. Every bet, every stare, and every movement is calculated to throw his opponent off balance. Psychological warfare is in full swing. And when you're sitting across from Jungleman, you're playing poker on his terms. A dangerous place to be.
Dan with the slow play. And that is an ace on the turn, and there is no way Punat Ponsri has a chance to get away now. He's got top boat. Dan Cates is going to bet his quad eights, it seems. Reaching for chips. Wants to bet the turn.
The theatrics pause as Jungle Man puts his trident aside and focuses. Holding quads, he's poised to pull in one of the biggest pots of his career. Meanwhile, his opponent, confident in their full house, is walking straight into a poker buzzsaw.
Smaller bet designed to, of course, get the ace to call, as well as those jacks, queens, and kings. We got one out to come back. $367,000 in the middle. Backdoor flush does get there.
This is the kind of hand that breaks spirits. A full house demolished by quads. A scenario as rare as it is brutal. No advanced tactics, no bluffs, just the cruel, unrelenting power of the deck sealing an opponent's fate. It's an impossible escape, and there's no lifeboat in sight.
Still got quad eights. Absolutely sick hand. Is gonna push it all in, and Puna Prince are gonna get the bad news. Shows his aces.
Oh my god.
As the final chips are pushed his way, Jungle Man in full Poseidon mode revels in his victory. The moment is unforgettable, and it creates a grand spectacle that won't soon be forgotten. And if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe to never miss an epic poker moment, iconic poker fight, or sick suck out. Thanks for watching.